Welcome, listeners, to the Lambert Post podcast. I am one of your hosts, Riley Finley, alongside the Lady of Lambert and my stupendous sister, Elizabeth Finley.
Hello, my mother just texted me about Corkle.
If you didn't know, the Lambert Post podcast is a weekly news show in which three best friends sit through all the stories posted to your school's news website, thelambertpost.com, and talk it out for your pleasure. If you like this podcast, you can send an editorial piece to thelambertpost.com. Follow us at The Lambert Post on Twitter, and if you'd like to be on the show and talk about the news that matters most to you, contact us and have your voice heard. This week we have Quinn Forney joining us. What's up, Quinn?
Potatoes.
Wow.
I'm thinking about potatoes. I'm sorry.
Are you thinking about potatoes?
Yes.
Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
Lunch is in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you make it?
I was looking forward to cookies though, and we didn't get cookies.
We were supposed to bring cookies today.
There were cookies on our kitchen counter, and for some reason I thought that was... Okay, listeners, on Wednesdays in journalism class, we all bring in cookies. However, this Wednesday, a little gal named Nuseba did not bring them, and so we were going to have them today on Friday, but again, no cookies were brought.
Well, let's just be clear about this, because we'll probably have Nuseba on next week. Nuseba's the worst. And, Next week we'll kind of talk to her about it, explain to her why she's the worst, but that is in the future, not the present.
We love you, Nuseba.
So, as mentioned before, this is a podcast of the LambertPost.com, which is the school's newspaper. We just got back from winter break. We had our first 2 weeks of school in January 2016. We spent the first week all making commercials, and then we spent this week kind of getting everything organized.
Commercials for what?
Commercials for Lambert. We went around to a lot of freshman classes and kind of advertised them, and they're posted on our YouTube channel. So
to advertise for people to join next year's staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I make that clear?
No.
No.
You were just like, commercials. Like, can't wait to play this on the local TV.
Yeah, and then you were like, commercials for Lambert. Like, what are we trying to do to get people to come?
Everyone, come to Lambert.
Yeah.
People do move here just for Lambert.
I know. Hook 'em horns.
The Lady of Lambert, Elizabeth Finley.
It'll still record if it turns off.
Will it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like to see it.
Yeah. Is that the iPhone 6?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the first story that... Oh, and again, I mentioned that we kind of got back. There aren't a bunch of stories on the paper right now. The first story that... actually, there's only 2 today. So it's going to be a short episode. It's the first episode, just kind of testing things out, testing the waters. And the first story that we're going to talk about is... yeah. No, what? So the first story that we're going over today is titled, CDC reports that nearly a fifth of women experience same-sex attraction. Elizabeth?
Yeah. What?
Well, I just wanted your kind of comment on that, I guess.
Wait, well, I wasn't really listening to the statistic. What was it?
The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, it's based here in Atlanta. It's a federal agency that deals with health, reports that nearly a fifth of women experience some form of same-sex attraction. In a report, they talked about how it's a progression away from straightness. This piece was posted by me, actually. So I wrote it, and it talks about how, like, most people are straight. I'm quoting. Most people are straight. A tiny fraction, 2 to 4% of people are gay. This has been the commonly cited stat for the better part of a decade. Throughout this entire article, there's all these links to the CDC report and to people talking about the CDC report. The most interesting things about it, though, is that they surveyed over 9,000 people. I think it was 9,125 or something. And only 75.9% of women are attracted only to the opposite sex.
Oh, wow.
So only about 76% say that they're 100% straight. Which is really interesting because only 6.2% of men say that they experience same-sex attraction. So it talks about how 17.4% of women have experienced same-sex sexual contact. So that's 3 times as many women as men. When you talk about the rates of gay people, it's pretty similar. It's 1.2 for women, 1.9 for men, respectively. And then apparently for bisexual people, or people who are willing to sleep with someone of the same sex, even if they may be straight, it's 3 times as high for women. I don't know. I kind of wonder why that is.
You think that has something to do with like internalized like homophobia that like and over like masculinity that men are brought up into?
I think it could. I also just think women are prettier. Speaking as someone who's attracted to women, I think they're pretty. No, so I actually think probably just a lot of it is, it's just the fact that it's not even internalized. It's more so the fact that they don't feel like that's a thing that they can do, whereas women, if you want to experiment around, the worst that's going to happen is someone says, oh, that's hot. You know, like, that's not a big deal. And that's the thing, a lot of the women in this study say that they would consider themselves straight, but they've just had same-sex contact. That may be like, that could be really anything. We don't need to get into the specifics of the type of sex they're having.
No,
Obviously
please no.
not.
Well, I was just about to, so.
Well, you know. Keep in mind, this is a school podcast.
I know. I'm aware,
Okay.
actually. Incredibly. But I just think it's interesting. You were saying that you think it's because of internalized homophobia or something?
Well, I think that like a lot of men they have like you know the stereotypical like no homo like
Yeah.
between contact of two men. It's
yeah,
just
like
they're-
whatever your fingers touch, you gotta say
Yeah,
no homo
yeah,
so
obviously.
they
I
know
think girls
that,
are just in general more like touchy-feely
Yeah.
anyways.
Mhm.
So,
I just think
Well,
like
they're also just more able to usually like have contact of any kind. Like, if you grow up as a boy, like you're not gonna have a lot of emotional conversations or learn how to have them.
yeah.
I have this one friend of mine. I've been friends with him for 15 years, and I've never seen him cry. And until recently, I was pretty convinced he had no emotions whatsoever. So there's that. Whereas like my girlfriend, her and her best friend, they are talking constantly about everything. You know,
yeah.
there's nothing that they don't really know about each other. So what? We just think that women are more touchy-feely.
Who knows?
I think it's just because women are more attractive.
What can I say?
What can you say? Well, that's why I said. That's why I said Elizabeth, because I said 1/5 of women. I wanted to see what you had to say about that.
Oh,
Get it?
I got
I was asking if you were gay. You can tell me if you are.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll just be here.
be here.
Yeah.
And the second story of the short news week is Lambert Wrestling to tackle state meet for the first time ever.
I love sports. That is sarcastic for anyone who does not know me personally, as I actually hate sports.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Hating sports is dumb. And I say this as someone who's not into sports.
I don't enjoy watching them. I
Yeah,
don't enjoy
no,
playing them.
same.
It's fine if other people
Yeah,
want
same,
to,
same.
but it's not something I enjoy.
Yeah, no, that's exactly my feelings about it. Here's the thing, though. I wish I liked sports.
I don't.
I
love
think the
hockey.
you okay.
I told you. I told Quinn before we started this. If you talk about hockey once, you're being kicked out. I might have to keep up with this promise.
Here's the thing. I understand you like hockey and you want to go to Canada, but I'm not sure Canada really exists.
Do we have to get into this now?
Let's keep talking about sports.
I'm not-
I never thought I
No,
would
listen-
ever say that.
Listen,
but
listen. I don't think Canada's real. You can go up there and you can say that you've been there, but how do you know they didn't just put you on a plane,
how do you know
fly
we're
you
really
up to
in
Montana,
Georgia?
Yeah.
and
How
tell
do
you you're in Canada? It's all just ice and desolate wasteland anyway.
How do you-
Penguins walking
Okay,
around.
moving
Penguins
on.
don't even live in the Arctic. They live
Moving
in
on.
Antarctica.
Penguins play hockey.
No, in Pingu.
What?
In Pingu.
What's Pingu?
You don't know that. The penguin, that's like Newt.
How would
What are
we
you
know
talking
that?
about?
How do you not know it?
What are you
Quinn,
talking about?
Stop.
It's the best show ever. I'll have to
It's
show
the
you
best
sometime.
show ever. Wait, are you
so great.
talking about that kids show?
Yes! Yes!
I know what you're talking about.
I love that.
What is it?
It's that little penguin that walks in like stiff like 2D animation.
No, it's not 2D animation. It's claymation.
Ooh.
I feel like you're lying to me right
No,
now.
it's claymation.
Like the same stuff that they make like the Coraline movie with.
Yeah.
Do you not know what claymation is?
I just want to make sure. I feel like there's a lot of different terms.
Claymation is pretty standard. Okay, what wrestling?
I'm not
sports?
sure claymation really exists.
Are you sure anything exists?
Back to wrestling. My friend is on the wrestling team, and that's really all I have to contribute.
Who's your friend?
Chris Kratzer,
Oh, he's on the wrestling team?
as far as I know.
We should have had him on instead of Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn,
Yeah.
leave.
No. But anyway, I've always thought sports were like really cool and I wish I was into them. Purely because of the competition aspect of it and the kind of like how much people get into it. Like Quinn's always talking about hockey and it's like I just don't care. But whenever I hear about the NFL, it sounds super cool and I respect the NFL as an organization. I just don't care about the actual sport, you know?
Yeah. I just
Like, I
there's
know-
no part of me that like wishes I could play sports. I think I would be a worse person if I did. Because already I'm extremely competitive. So who would I be? I would be a raging monster all
I
of
don't-
the time.
I
You
don't-
should play hockey.
No.
I don't think you're as much competitive as you are a sore loser.
I'm a sore loser because I like to win.
It's not always about winning.
It is. There is no point of doing things if you're not going to win.
Okay, so how did the meet go?
Okay,
Before
so,
this-
so first of all, oh, okay, wait. Who wrote this article?
Jordan, Miko.
Jordan? Okay. I think there's some tense confusion here. The Lambert wrestling team is heading off to the state wrestling meet in Macon for the first time in the team's history.
Good for them.
It says that they headed off. Is headed off to the state wrestling meet.
They're headed off. Yeah.
Not is heading off, it's is headed off.
It's fine. You can still say
The
that.
team is headed off, yeah.
You really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe I'm just bad.
The Longhorns put up an excellent fight against North in the regional meet, but ended up losing to the young team. However, they defeated West Forsyth 44-15, landing in second place overall.
How do you score wrestling?
It's whoever wins the match, I think.
But like, how would you get like points like that? Like, do you get points for certain techniques?
Oh,
or,
here's the
like-
thing. I imagine it's like WWE, where they put on costumes, masks, announce their names, and then hit each other with chairs.
I doubt it. But
Well, we should ask Chris.
who knows? Maybe next week.
I thought we were gonna have on Nuseba next week.
I never agreed to that. I thought,
We just have Quinn on every week.
no, not if Quinn keeps talking about Canada or hockey or both.
Quinn needs to get his head out of the clouds and stop thinking about this mythical Canada place.
Seriously.
So,
Why
You
are
sounded a little like Ron Swanson there.
me?
Just like what you said. It just reminded me of Ron Swanson.
Good.
I've never
Ron,
watched that show.
Get out.
Ron Swanson is from Parks and Rec, and he's the voice of the Founding Fathers.
He's amazing.
Let
April
me-
Ludgate from Parks and Rec is actually my idol. I aspire to be her.
You're kind of like a more like a fluffy, friendly version of her.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, like a fake.
I'm a little nice.
Yeah.
I have a,
A
little
little.
more emotion than she does.
A little.
Yes.
You're like overall pretty mean.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
So I have a question. They said they lost 44-15, coming in second place overall. Now, to you, you said this earlier. If they lost, they might as well have not even played. Correct?
No, they it says that they won 44-15.
No.
I'm just saying.
The Longhorns put up an
Oh.
excellent fight against
Yeah.
North, but
They
ended
defeated.
up losing to the young team.
No, it says that they defeated West Forsyth 44-15.
Oh, okay. They defeated West, but lost against North. Oh, this is a good photo. Look at all the team gathered around.
It's nice.
You can't see the photo if you're listening to the podcast, but if you go to the LamberPost.com, yeah, you can have a 2-screen experience.
Check it out. TheLinkedInPost.com. What's the next
Is Chris
article?
Kratzer on there?
I don't know.
I don't even know what he looks like. Oh, is that the guy that just came in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know what he looks like.
How about we look at the next article?
No, those are the only two that were posted this week.
Oh.
Now, again, it's been a short week. Now, if we want to, real quick before we go, there was a staff editorial posted at the end of December, right before we.
Ooh, this might turn into a long conversation, so let's keep it concise.
It was posted at the end, and it's about same-sex education. We have
No, it's not.
You're right. It's about sex education. I'm still thinking about the first article. I just scrolled past the CDC report.
Yeah, this one is just about how sex education should be handled in Georgia schools.
Yeah. So
Back
it's
on
Don't shush, Quinn.
Quinn's just like whispering in the background, like, "Oh, look at my face."
Look at my face.
We
in
need
the
to
picture.
we need to stay focused, people.
Oh, that made it even smaller.
Wait, no, you can zoom. Okay, and then we zoom in, and you're way there in the back. No.
I think that's just a funny face.
Good input.
I know.
Don't be so mean to him.
I'm really good at
sorry.
this, as you can tell.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You can talk about Canada once more if you want.
Well, I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with
Quinn is like my little, like, Canadian biscuit.
a biscuit.
Yeah, you're kind of like a biscuit.
Okay.
Um,
I've never been told
so-
that before.
So a staff editorial is when all members of our staff go on and write about 200 words about a topic. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Georgia's sex education under state law allows each county to choose its own sex ed program. Forsyth County, if you've gone to Lambert or if you went to South Forsyth or Riverwatch, has the Choosing the Best program, which is all about how you should choose abstinence because it's the best choice, right?
Yes.
So we talked about like how we think that should be handled. Elizabeth, you wrote that, quote, "When I was in middle school, we were told that having sex was like chewing a piece of gum. Once the gum has been chewed, no one will want it anymore."
Yes.
End quote. How did that make you feel?
I mean, it just kind of felt like no one will like ever appreciate you again. Like that's all you're worth is like if you have sex once, like you're done.
Yeah.
Like nothing else matters because you're a chewed piece of gum.
The thing I've never understood about it is that how does being married change the fact that you've had sex before? Does that mean that our parents are worthless?
Yes.
Yeah?
Clearly so.
Good, I'll tell them. Because here's the thing, in my piece, which I would read because it's brilliant, but I don't want us to run out of time. I talked about how if a school wants to preach abstinence, cool, go ahead, do whatever you want. If you believe waiting to have sex is a good choice to make, that's your prerogative. The thing is that not everyone is going to do that anyway. And if you are going to have people who are not going to be following your abstinence education to the letter, you should also prepare them for how to take necessary precautions if they don't follow that sort of abstinence mantra, right? And so that was the whole thing of mine, where it's like I think it's like 70% of kids by the time they finish high school have had sex. So if that amount of kids are
That's
having,
a lot.
Yeah.
More than I expect.
Let me look it up to make sure I get it right.
All right.
Regardless, I know it's at least a majority of kids have sex by the time that they leave high school, right? And if all those kids are going to be having sex anyway, well, then your abstinence education isn't working. Like, you may believe it might be the right thing to do, and it's not my job to tell you what your morals are, but it's not accomplishing what it's supposed to accomplish. So why not pivot towards still preaching
You can
what
teach,
parents want on a moral level, but also being realistic about it, you
Yeah.
know?
You can teach abstinence and safe sex
Yeah.
as just two different options.
Probably the best thing to teach is that it's a person's choice if they want to be abstinent or not. And that if they want to be
And
abstinent,
not making children sign abstinence flyers in 7th grade.
I never had to sign any of those because I never took health,
Ah.
except for last year. But
so then you're free.
yeah, I can do whatever. Not that I want to, but
See, and that's the thing. Quinn has chosen abstinence. And that's okay, Quinn. And that's what they need to teach. It's okay for you to make that decision.
okay.
Okay. 47% of high school students reported having sexual intercourse. So I was wrong.
Yeah, by
Um,
like 30%.
more like 20%.
I'm gonna be
It's
generous and give you
47.
25.
I said 70. That's 23.
I'll give you 25.
I feel like we should round down here.
No.
It's like 30%.
47 to 70 is 23.
Whatever.
That's closer to 20.
It's like 30.
Dum.
I'm gonna go with 30. Just
All right,
prove how stupid you are.
let's take a vote.
The
I, the
3-person
host,
vote.
I, the host, vote that is closer to 20.
Oh my god, I don't
Lady
really care.
Lambert, what do you vote?
Sure. 20 is
You agree?
fine.
Canadian biscuit?
No, I vote that you're wrong, is what I vote.
Ooh, Canadian biscuit?
I'm just going with whoever's got the majority.
But it's tied.
Oh,
Listen, you're the tiebreaker.
Elizabeth.
You're voting? Okay. Well, you're not really invited back on this show then. Anyway, that was our first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You can come back every week to see what's been posted to the Lambert Post if you don't want to read it and reading's not your thing. And
We'll just hash it out for you.
yeah, we'll just hash it out, talk for your pleasure, and hey, if you want to be on the show or if you want your opinion heard, be sure to contact us at thelambertpost.com, at the Lambert Post on our Twitter page, or reach out if you would like to be on the show yourself.
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns.
Have a great week.